Okay, we're back in the tractor cab today because it's about 80 degrees. I need to work on this path or trail or whatever you want to call it a little bit today so I can start hauling some of the tops and stuff that I've cut out of here previously. Just make it easier so I don't have to keep going back around. I can go directly down to where I want to get the brush piles set up and dumped. So gonna have a lot of in the cab stuff, maybe some chainsaw work with the Milwaukee saw today. Testing out a new camper mount that I made from Harbor Freight Materials. I'll show that in a little bit here. It also might work for soft storage inside the cabs of these tractors. You're always kind of lacking of space to hang or put stuff. You wouldn't want to put anything real hard in case it would bang against the glass, but this might work for soft storage. So we'll see what we get into. Yeah, I'm wearing orange pants today. The old green ones I had to get retired. They had a little nick in them, and the stuffing's coming out, and cheap insurance. So if I have to use a saw, I got good pants or good chaps on today. So let's see what we'll get to. Fancy Harbor Freight camera mount, but I also think it might be come in handy for storage to hang soft stuff in. You know, when you're in these cabs, they got a lot of glass for visibility, but it kind of limits where you can put things. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a real good spot because it kind of does take up some of my visibility, but that makes better viewing for you guys because you're filming from the front, not from behind my shoulders. So we're going to give it a shot, see how it works. Just a Harbor Freight glass mover dent puller thing, so wasn't real expensive. I just added an eye bolt, a couple of nuts, and we'll see how it works out today. Hopefully the video samples won't be too wild. So alright, let's see what we get into. Alright, we're gonna go see about digging into some of this dirt on this hillside. Up our height a little bit, make sure we're four-wheel drive. This one hump on this one side gets a little tricky when we're coming out of here. So let's see if we can knock that down. I don't normally like pushing dirt going down because you never know if you get into a root or something, it's hard to get back out. So I'm going to just start to take this plate off the top and we're already getting into roots. So I might have to shoot down there over that hump. Let's see what we can do. Not comfortable with that angle. Let's back up a little bit. Keep our center of gravity low. Ease our way down. Hopefully nothing shifts. Snags. I think what we'll end up doing is taking the dirt out from below, leveling things. Also, maybe we're not going to have to use this path much anymore, other than take the gator in and out of it. Yeah, I don't like that rear end getting up so high. Kind of spooks me. Just ease our way down. Remember, these buggers are kind of top heavy, so you gotta watch what you get into. So let's see if we can just scrape some of this, make this a little more of a path. We got a little bit of a stump up here. It's left over from last time. Actually be a better job for the stump bucket. Let's see what we can do with the teeth on the bucket here. At least get things mashed down a little bit. Last time I was in here, I got snagged up in a lot of brush underneath. When it came to maintenance, then it was kind of a pain in the butt to get all that out. Let's turn this way. Back up into this spot. See what we can do. And I do have to be a little more careful because I got a chainsaw on the back. Radiator here too, so push things over, then come back and get the roots. There you go, got it pushed up out of our way. Now we'll come in a little bit lower, see if we can work on some of those roots. That's the thing with these smaller tractors, you can't fight everything in one big bite. This isn't a bulldozer. Alright, I'm going to go out and cut that stump real quick with the old Milwaukee, and we can push through there. I'd like to leave it up so the dozer can get it, but it's kind of in my path, and I don't think we're going to pop it out with the tractor today. Well, yeah, let's just cut it a bit faster. Stumps out of the way, that gives us a little more maneuvering room. So we'll shoot into that empty space, kind of clean things up, make that a turnaround. So all along while I'm doing this stuff, I go so far, make a spot to turn around, so if I get in, I can maneuver things, so I'm not overly committed. I think what we'll do is gonna scrape the surface here, level this out a little bit. Yeah, we're running over some logs. Gonna make this a level turning around spot. Hopefully there's no big old boulders down in there. Fern. We're up to about the far eastern part of what I want to clear out, so I'm gonna work this. underneath there. That isn't so comfortable going across that. Alright, so let's see if we don't go over that again. Nope, that's not the way. Well, let's see if we can wiggle our way around and not hit that stump again. Alright, let's see what we can do for cleaning up this turnaround. Kind of careful, it is kind of mucky in here. So let's see what we can do for move a few things around without burying ourselves in the mud. Alright, because that's not going to happen. Let's see if we can just drive through it, out the other way, work on that portion of the trail. Nugget there. That wasn't what's causing all the problems. Let's see if we can move that guy out of the way. There we go. Pretty good. Let's see. Get underneath. Yeah, he's probably a little bigger than we can handle. I can just move him a little bit. Get out of the way. A little closer to that tree line. Rolling. I don't know, you guys might have a better view than I do. You're a little further forward than I am. That's a pretty good sized nugget. Get a little bit more, then got a little more room to maneuver in that spot. Holy smokes, that rock's like half the size of this tractor. No wonder we're having to have it. We don't have that much weight here. Anyway, a couple thousand pounds here. That rock's probably 1,000 or more. Imagine the old guys doing this with horses. He just likes that spot. Go this time. I'll give you a sample spot, huh? Let's see if I get a little bit of dirt out of the way. More shot, then I'm calling it quits on this guy. It's sort of in my path, but lift up and make another one. There we go. Stay. Gotta clean up these roots. And I got a little bit better turnaround here. Yeah, these trees are coming down. There's some mature aspens in here. These roots aren't going to help me. Also, I don't really want to have trees this big right next to where eventually there'll be a house, a barn, or a garage, whatever you want to call it. Dirt over here. Riding up onto behind this guy. very good shape. So maybe the stump will come out too. That'll widen out our path a whole lot. Oh, sweet. That'll make this effort a whole lot better. So, I got a brush file up here. I'll just sort of work this log down to it until it gets stubborn, then I'll have to cut everything up. That log is coming along with for the ride. Okay, probably as far as I'm going to go with this contraption. Alright, let's get out, drop that log off of its other log, push this stuff around. We got that tree cut up. Let me throw the idle up a little bit, back up. Dump some of this dirt out of the bucket. At least in a better spot. We're going to be picking up logs. Then what I do is pick up some of these logs into the bucket and get them out of my way. A little low spot there. Let's dump some dirt in there. Okay, let's pick up some trees. Missed that one. There, that should bust it up. Alright, so let's get the pieces into the tractor bucket. Get them out of our way. Yes, you can use your bucket to carry firewood or logs. You don't need a pallet grapple. You can do it this way. The other ways just sometimes make it easier. But if this is all you got is your bucket, you can use it. Even if it's using one log at a time, you're chaining it to it because it's too big to cut up in its spot. Alright, let's slowly work our way out of here. Okay, I guess until I edit this, I won't really know what showed up on camera or not. But it's getting to the end of my day. I'm running low on water in my canteen here. So it's time for me to wrap things up. Thanks for coming along with me today. Probably wasn't too terribly exciting. I'm not sure if this will be a long video and some shorts, or some shorts maybe a medium long video for those of you who like to watch a little more tractor work. So, we'll see. But thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.